Last week, a migrant stabbed a Polish soldier with a knife while trying to push across the border. Despite the help provided and the efforts of doctors, his life could not be saved.
Ugodzenie nożem.
A stabbing by a migrant is a tragedy. Yesterday, the media revealed that Polish soldiers guarding the border were handcuffed and detained on charges of unjustified use of weapons. They put handcuffs on them and forced them into a car. The military police, led by Tomasz Kaiser, made not even a mistake but compromised the Polish uniform. Who should bear responsibility for the outrageous detention of Polish soldiers guarding our borders? Civic coalition politicians put the blame on prosecutor Tomasz Janacek, who was appointed while Zbigniew Ziobro was still in office. It turns out, however, that the prosecutor was appointed to supervise only on the 6th of May, and in addition was not informed of the details of the case. Janacek is asking for a meeting with Polish President Andrzej Duda. After the 6th of May, I have not received any information. I have not been informed about the progress of these proceedings. Meanwhile, the name of the prosecutor in charge of the case in Białystok, who brought the charges against the two soldiers, has been withheld. Therefore, the summoning of Tomasz Janacek by Attorney General Adam Bodnar appears to be a political setup. If someone today in this case is trying to incriminate the prosecutor's office, he is really doing something extremely disgusting, because in this whole case, actions that are scandalous were carried out without a decision of the prosecutor's office. Therefore, the first person that should resign is the Commander-in-Chief of the Gendarmerie, Colonel Tomasz Kaiser, who is responsible for the actions taken against the soldiers. If anyone exceeds his authority or goes beyond his authority, he will be punished and consequences will be drawn. I expect immediate action from the Commander-in-Chief of the military police. Questions about the resignation are also addressed to the head of the Polish Ministry of Defence, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, to whom the gendarmerie is subordinate. The Deputy Prime Minister learned of the events 2 months ago, but it was concealed from the public. Interestingly, the head of the Ministry of Defence claims that he was not informed about the form of detention of the soldiers, namely handcuffing. The first decision should be the resignation of the head of the military police, and the second decision should be the resignation of the Minister of National Defence, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz. Observers of the political scene speak not without reason of the chaos in the military and Polish services after the ruling coalition took power. They made changes in key management positions just to bring in their own people. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Mr. Kosiniak-Kamysz got detailed information about what happened at the border 2 months ago and took no action on it. That's why at a press conference of Deputy Prime Minister, head of the Ministry of Defence, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, questions were asked not only by journalists but by politicians of the United Right. Prime Minister Jacek Ozdoba, as part of the MP's intervention, please do not interrupt. The truth is that you have no shame because not long ago you spit on the Polish uniform. Together with Donald Tusk, you allowed Polish soldiers to be challenged. The film Green Border even fit into the campaign script, and you did not react when your celebrities, your politicians on the border fit into the narrative of the Russian Federation. It was the then opposition that is in power today that attacked the Law and Justice government for defending the Polish-Belarusian border. Soldiers, border guards, police and territorial defence forces were portrayed in a negative light. The men came out with guns. Sir, you are talking to an MP. I am not some random person. May I ask you to identify yourself? Maybe I will come closer and record you closer. I will scan your face and maybe you can be found. I have the impression that this is a pack of dogs that has cornered poor and weak people. This is not how soldiers act. Garbage, simply put. This situation we are facing is after the dismissal of General Poloch, and betting on people who don't know their stuff, who want to please the new government to some extent. The situation requires decisive action because there is a war going on across our eastern border, in Ukraine and on the Polish-Belarusian border, a hybrid war being waged by Belarusian and Russian services. It turned out that this is not an invention of those in power at the time, but is a reality, and they can't cope with this reality and are not able to control it and are not able to propose anything that would change the current situation and could prevent further escalation. In addition, as part of the actions of the prosecutor's office, forcibly taken over by Adam Bodnar on the 17th of April by an order of the regional prosecutor in Lublin, a special investigative team was set up to investigate and evaluate the behaviour of Polish officers taken against foreigners who crossed the Polish-Belarusian border. Prime Minister, I have very specific questions. Please do not run away. Łukasz Muda, TV Republika.